Every 4 years, we watch the World Cup for the big goals, the surprises, and the tournament drama. But the 2026 tournament hits completely differently. Right now, as the games play out across the United States, Mexico, and Canada, we're seeing the final international appearances of a generation that's completely dominated the sport for the last 20 years. The players who define how we watch, analyze, and talk about modern football are playing their final tournament, knowing they won't be around for the next one in 4 years. This isn't just about winning a trophy anymore. It's a final send-off for some of the greatest athletes to ever touch a football. Think about the players we're talking about over here. We have Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who have had a monopoly over world football since the mid-2000s. We have Neymar, who carried the footballing hopes of Brazil for over a decade to some of the highest pressure environments imaginable. We have Luka Modrić, who redefined midfield longevity, Manuel Neuer, who changed the entire definition of what a goalkeeper is supposed to do, and Memo Ochoa, a guy who practically belongs to World Cup folklore. Today, we're going to look at the stats, the shifting roles, and the tactical reality behind these veterans. We're covering how their teams have changed to accommodate their age, what their current form looks like, and what it actually means for the legacies as they make their final stand. Let's break it all down. We'll have to start with the two biggest names in the sport. For 2 decades, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo have been compared non-stop. Every single weekend, their stats, goals, and trophies were pinned against each other. While Messi winning the trophy in Qatar back in 2022 felt like the final argument for a lot of people, neither player is treating this 2026 tournament like a simple retirement tour. They're both actively trying to dominate. Let's look at the actual data and tactical adjustments. At 38 years old, Messi obviously doesn't have the same explosive, short distance acceleration he had during his prime years at Barcelona. He isn't going to pick the ball up on the halfway line and dribble past 4 defenders anymore. Because of that, Argentina's manager, Lionel Messi, has completely adjusted the system to fit his current physical profile. Messi is playing much deeper now, acting as a direct playmaker in the central half spaces. He lets younger, high-energy midfielders like Enzo Fernandez and Alexis McAllister handle the relentless defensive pressing and heavy running. This keeps Messi fresh for the moments that matter, and the strategy is working perfectly. He scored a hat-trick against Algeria and followed it up with a crucial brace against Austria, making him the outright all-time top scorer in World Cup history with 18 goals. On the other side of the bracket, Cristiano Ronaldo is doing things that shouldn't be physically possible for a 41-year-old athlete. He just reached a massive milestone of 230 international caps, an all-time record that likely won't be broken for decades. He also became the first player ever to score in 6 different World Cups after netting 2 goals against Uzbekistan. The way Ronaldo plays now is completely different from his early career. The explosive, step-over heavy winger from Manchester United or early Real Madrid is gone. Modern Ronaldo is the ultimate box predator. Portugal's squad is arguably the most talented in the entire world right now, stacked with creative outlets like Vitinha, Bernardo Silva, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes. Their manager sets the team up specifically to feed Ronaldo inside the penalty box. He isn't running the channels or tracking back to defend. He is there to finish chances. The media loves to focus on the drama, but the footballing reality is simple. If Messi wins the second trophy, his legacy becomes completely untouchable. If Ronaldo somehow anchors Portugal to his first World Cup title at 41, the entire GOAT debate flares right back up. While Messi and Ronaldo have enjoyed incredible durability and international success, Neymar's World Cup story has been a lot more frustrating. His international career has been constantly interrupted by brutal, poorly timed injuries, while he just provided one of the most significant and emotional moments of the tournament so far. After spending 181 days from the Brazilian national team due to a serious ACL tear and the recent calf injury that almost kept him out of the tournament entirely, Neymar finally made his debut against Scotland in Miami. He came off the bench for the last 20 minutes of Brazil's 3-0 victory, and the stadium went absolutely crazy. If you look at the tactical side of this Brazilian team, this is the first time in Neymar's career where he doesn't have to carry the entire creative weight of his country on his shoulders. Back in 2014, 2018, and 2022, the formula for Brazil was simple: give the ball to Neymar and hope he invents something. If he had a bad game, or if he got hurt, like his broken back in 2014, Brazil collapsed. Now, the infrastructure is completely different. Vinicius Jr. is their primary attacker and is arguably in the best form of his life. with younger dynamic players like Mateus Cunha handling the high-intensity pressing and tracking back, Brazil can afford to use 34-year-old Neymar as a luxury weapon. He played with complete freedom in the 20-minute cameo against Scotland, dictating the tempo, drifting across the front line, and even attempting to score directly from a corner kick. He doesn't need to be Brazil's savior for 90 minutes anymore. He just needs to provide that elite level of creativity for 20 to 30 minutes against disciplined, low-block defenses in the knockout rounds. A lot of people focus entirely on the forwards because they get the headlines, but the spine of European football is also undergoing a massive shift after this summer. Luka Modrić and Manuel Neuer are both playing their final matches for their respective countries, and their impact on the game is impossible to overstate. Modrić just did something incredible during Croatia's 1-0 win over Panama in Toronto. He officially had 200 international caps, joining a highly exclusive group of legends to ever reach that milestone. He's 39 years old and has been running Croatia's midfield since 2006. If you watch his game, he rarely sprints anymore because his spatial awareness and reading of the game are pretty advanced, so he doesn't really have to outrun his opponents. He understands exactly how to manipulate defensive lines just by adjusting his passing angles. Croatia bounced back from an opening match defeat to beat Panama, and it was entirely because Modrić suffocated the tempo of the game and kept possession where Croatia wanted it. Then you have Manuel Neuer, who has officially confirmed that he's retiring from international football the second this World Cup ends. At 40 years old, playing his 5th straight tournament, many fans didn't expect him to still be Germany's number 1 under Julian Nagelsmann, especially after he initially suggested stepping away after Euro 2024. But his club form with Bayern Munich was simply too good to leave him on the bench. Neuer completely changed how the goalkeeper position is played across the world. Before him, goalkeepers used to always stay on their line, but Neuer invented the modern, aggressive sweeper-keeper blueprint. Germany plays a pretty high defensive line, and the tactical system only works because Neuer is still elite at reading long balls, rushing 30 yards off his line, and acting as the extra center back in possession. He isn't looking for a sentimental retirement party, he's playing to win the tournament one last time. If you want to talk about a true tournament legend who operates on pure tournament energy, you have to talk about Guillermo Memo Ochoa. He has a massive worldwide reputation for turning into an absolute brick wall the exact second the World Cup starts, regardless of his club form. And his international career just came completely full circle in the most poetic way possible. Mexico has put together a fantastic group stage campaign, locking down the spot in the knockout rounds without conceding a single goal. They got 9 points now, and the 3-0 win against Czechia was already a massive celebration. But the latest cheer of that night came in the final minute when Ochoa was substituted onto the pitch. What made the moment historic was the venue, the Estadio Azteca. This is the exact stadium where Ochoa has made his professional debut over 20 years ago. With that appearance, Ochoa joined Messi and Ronaldo as the only players in football history to feature in 6 separate World Cup tournaments, making him the first goalkeeper to ever achieve it. He told reporters after the match that starting and ending World Cup journey on the pitch at the Azteca was a perfect final chapter. Even if he isn't the locked-in starter for every single knockout game, his locker room leadership and tournament experience are the emotional backbone of a Mexico team playing under massive home pressure. When the tournament wraps up in the final in July, international football is going to look completely unrecognizable. The rosters, the star players, and the captaincy roles we've been looking at for 2 decades are going to be completely wiped clean. We're obviously going to transition to a new era with superstars like Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius, and Yamal, along with brand new tactical trends. But we're never going to see a single group of generational icons like this together on the same stage again. We should probably just take a step back and appreciate the final matches these legends have left on the pitch. I wanna know what you guys think about this. Which of these veteran players are you going to miss the most when they officially retire? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you next video.